Exposing the truth about Emily and Kobe's big secret. Guys, I just found out that Emily and Kobe had a second baby, and if that isn't surprising enough, well, you're in for a shock when you hear the entire bizarre story. So when you look at how much of a whirlwind romance Emily and Kobe have had since the very beginning, I guess you can say that these two, it's always safe to expect the unexpected, but still, that doesn't make this news any less shocking than it already is. So we all know Emily and Kobe met in China, and then after a one-night stand, they got engaged, and with the COVID pandemic delaying their move to the United States, Emily and Kobe eventually found themselves in Kansas more than a year after Kobe was born, but it was anything but smooth sailing from there, because between all their arguments about money and the obvious fact that they both hadn't seen each other in over like 2 years, and Emily and Kobe butted heads over pretty much everything, now this is where their story, gets pretty interesting. We all know that because of the way Emily and Kobe were struggling financially, that they had to receive financial support from Emily's parents, and Emily's father did agree to support them for 6 months, but he gave her very clear instructions about what to do, and he made it clear to Emily that he didn't want her to get pregnant again. Well, it turns out that Emily did get pregnant again, and she and Kobe have been keeping it a secret from the rest of the world. But if you've been paying close attention, I'm sure you might have seen the hints that were dropped. So in the trailer for the new season of 90 Day Fiance, Emily and Kobe found themselves in a doctor's office, and Emily could be clearly heard saying that she couldn't believe that she was taking a pregnancy test. And although they didn't end up revealing the results of Emily's pregnancy test, Kobe's reaction was a dead giveaway of what the result actually was, because I could hear Kobe say, "Oh my God," and I don't know about you guys, but I don't think Kobe would actually say something like that if the pregnancy test turned out negative, so I'm pretty sure they got a positive pregnancy test. And according to one of my favorite 90 Day Fiance bloggers, Frauded Media, Emily and Kobe actually ended up having a baby girl that they've been keeping under wraps, and apparently Emily and Kobe's baby girl is actually about 3 or 4 months old, and they were caught on camera with her while filming 90 Day Fiance Tell-All in New York. So it's just so crazy to think about how Emily and Kobe were successful in keeping the entire pregnancy a secret from the world, but what's even crazier is the fact that they actually had a second child. I mean, most especially when you consider the fact that Emily's mantra has always been about her not sticking around with Kobe, and well, I guess that turned out to be a major fail, as she now apparently has a second child with him. And many people have come out to blame Emily for her second pregnancy because apparently she wasn't really in support of Kobe using protection. And since she didn't want to use protection, you would literally assume that she'd take, birth control or something. But it turns out that she wasn't super careful about that either. And what makes this even more unbelievable is the fact that she sounded so sure that she and Kobe wouldn't end up having another baby. And I honestly don't know what she was expecting when she and Kobe clearly weren't careful enough. So in the pictures that were exposed on Instagram by Frauded Media, Emily and Kobe were seen hanging around in New York with their baby and the other 90 Day Fiance stars Guillermo and Kara. And speaking of Guillermo, you guys are never going to believe what I just found out about him and his partner Kara. According to Frauded Media again, it seems like Kara is apparently pregnant. So can you guys believe this? So for now, there might not be concrete proof to support the rumor going around that Kara is pregnant, but I honestly wouldn't brush it off very quickly. I know what you guys are going to say. Yes, this is kind of a bummer. I guess, we all have to wait until the latest episode of the show is actually released to find out the truth, but who knows? Maybe Emily and Kobe will finally reveal to the world that they now have a baby girl and that they've been hiding it for months. And I know a lot of people might be critical of Emily and Kobe actually having a second child, but that doesn't really take anything away from the fact, and we know what's done is done. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below of Emily and Kobe's huge, gigantic secret. My 2 cents is hey, it's a great thing. It's a baby. I'm happy for them. But I'll say this. Oh my God. You know what? Be careful. Be safe. And they should not be having another baby. But it's a baby. It's a miracle. It's a great thing. I'm happy for them. But yeah, they are in no financial position to have another baby. That's just the reality of it. But hey, Kobe, Emily, I think they're both fine people. I wish them nothing but the best. Put in the comments below what you guys think. And y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.